Hey everyone, Shala here, and welcome back to the channel. I've been away on sort of a mini vacation, and I am back to talk FPL. In this video, I'm going to be highlighting 5 boards who all happen to be differentials who I think can give you an edge for game week 8 and beyond. These players are flying under the radar, but with the potential to deliver big hauls over the next few weeks. Some of them are budget-friendly options that may free up funds for elsewhere in your squad and others are more mid-priced. So, if you are enjoying this channel, please do us a solid and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel as it does help our channel grow. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, starting off with the top with my top pick, it's Jarrod Bowen. I've actually already brought him in. I replaced him with Mateta, and I have a number of reasons for that. So despite West Ham's struggles so far this season, Bowen has returned in 3 of his last 5 games. And in every game that he has scored, he's picked up maximum bonus points, which just shows how influential he is in West Ham's attacking play. And there's a stat that actually stood out to me, which I found interesting. So all 3 of his goals have not come from clear-cut chances, which shows he's pretty clinical, even when the odds are not in his favor. So that's the kind of player you want, in my opinion, as the focal point in your attack, especially from an FPL standpoint. Um, and now with Nuno coming in, we might see a new manager bounce where players usually often see a performance uplift. And with Bowen being their talisman, he's likely to be at the center of everything that they do going forward. In addition, West Ham do have a favorable run of games in the next 4. So they host Brentford in game week 8. Then they travel to Leeds away, host Newcastle home, and Burnley away, which is a nice run of games where he could consistently deliver points. Um, he is a key differential. He's only owned by 7.2% of managers, so I think bringing him in now, could give you a serious edge. And especially if you're chasing a mini league, or let's say you want a low-owned player who can potentially haul in the next 4 or 5 game weeks. I think Bowen he's that guy. He is my top differential pick for various reasons. He's nailed on. He's an attacking focal point. He's in great form. And the low ownership talisman with fixtures, who I think can really, really pay off. All right. Next up, I'm staying within the same fixture of Game Week 8, where West Ham face Brentford. I'm going with Igor Thiago this time. I think he's been quietly one of the most efficient forwards in the league so far, with only Holland and Semenyo having scored more than him. Um, he has 4 goals, and they've come from 5 big chances, which means he's converting at a pretty high rate. And I think what's more impressive is that he's had 12 shots so far in his opening 7 games. 10 of them have been inside the box, 6 of them have been on target, which shows that half of his shots are actually on target. So that's a forward who pretty much knows where the goal is and can make the most of limited opportunities, in my opinion. His fixtures are kind of mixed. He does face West Ham in this game week. But after he hosts Liverpool, who have not been in the best of form either. So there could be an opportunity for returns there. And Liverpool have actually only kept 1 clean sheet this season as well. So that's something you might want to keep in mind. Crystal Palace and Newcastle are the in terms of defenses are more of the better defenses. So those are the two that may be a little bit more tricky. But he's just owned by 3.4%, and he's priced at 6.1 million, which I think makes him a very, very good differential option. If you're trying to free up funds for if you want to get like some premium players, like premium midfielders, like for example, Saka, or if you want to get someone like Isak, these are the type of players that can free up funds for such players, or even premium defenders like Gabriel. Um, these are the type of players that from that 5 to 6 million range that can help you free up those funds. So he is a player who benefits from being under the radar, in my opinion. Um, he's not a popular pick as we can see, and I think if he does continue to convert these chances, he could be real value for money at this price. So to pretty much wrap this up with him, if you're looking for a forward that's under the radar, someone who's efficient, and someone who's budget friendly, I think Thiago ticks all those boxes. He's low owned and he seems pretty. His shot accuracy is pretty good. You know, one out of two of his shots are on target. So I think that's food for thought if you are looking for such a player. All right. So next up, we have Nick Woltemade. I hope I pronounced that right. Newcastle's big summer signing, big money summer signing. The summer signing. He's had a pretty strong start in the Premier League, scoring in all three of his home games. And which did feature a nice, well taken penalty in his last game. Even though there is still there's some sort of uncertainty on whether he's going to be a regular penalty taker because Anthony Gordon was not on the pitch when he took that penalty, and we know last season when Isaac was off the pitch, Gordon was next in line. So we don't know if Gordon is still next in line or if Wolsemade is going to be the guy. Only time will tell. We'll find out with both of them on the pitch. Anyways, so I think what's important here is that all three of his goals have come from big chances, showing that he does get into dangerous positions. Um, obviously Alexander Isak is gone. Johan Wissa is out for the considerable future, so he's nailed on as a starting striker. There's no one really challenging him for that spot at the moment. And in addition, he does have a solid fixture run. He's got Brighton away, who are yet to keep a clean sheet this season. Fulham at home, who have only kept Fulham, West Ham, and Brentford, who have each just kept one clean sheet apiece this season. So I think these are fixtures where Newcastle will be expected to score, and I think he's going to be the main source of goals for Newcastle. He's their focal point. Well, I don't say he's their talisman, but he's their focal point, and he's their um pretty much their target man. Even though he doesn't really play as a target man, but he's going to be the main. He's going to be the one that they're looking for goals. And again, he's another differential at 9.7%. He could be he that consistency, especially at home so far, can help you move up in your mini league. So pretty much Woltemade, nailed on starter, scoring positions, low ownership, favorable fixtures, and I think he's a solid pick if you want a Newcastle attacker in your squad. Oh, now this one. This is a funny one because this is a player that I vowed never again to own. So why am I having Dominic Calvert-Lewin here, despite being burned in the past? Is because they're quite there's some cases for DCL, to be honest. So I think the first one is Leeds upcoming run of games. We do face Burnley, West Ham, Brighton, and Nottingham Forest in the next four. And just to highlight those four teams, um Burnley and West Ham have only kept one clean sheet each. While West Ham have conceded the most goals in the league, and more importantly, West Ham have conceded the most headed shots in the league, and we all know how much of an aerial threat DCL is. While Brighton and Nottingham Forest are two out of three teams that are yet to keep a single clean sheet this season. In his last four game weeks, DCL has had 7 attempts, all inside the box, and five of those were big chances. So only Haaland and Mateta have had more big chances in over the last four game weeks. Um, he's priced at 5.5 million, and he's potentially on penalties. There are some rumors that he is going to be on penalties, but only time will tell. Until Leeds get a penalty and he's on the pitch, and that's how we'll find out. and he's 1.3% owned, which pretty much makes him just a great. Well, I wouldn't say great, but a nice budget differential. Sometimes you need these budget strikers who are like nailed on starters to like help you free up funds. Kind of like the same point I made with Thiago earlier to free up funds for like premium players. So I think he fits that profile perfectly. So in the to cut the long story short, if you are looking for a low cost, high upside forward, I think he is worth a look. His fixtures are good. He's a potential penalty kick taker. So he ticks a lot of boxes that I like from an FPL standpoint. And last but not least, this is what I call a punt, a real punt with Jørgen Strand Larsen. So he's recently just come back from injury and he started two of his last three games, and he's not looked as sharp as you would want, but I think this international break will also help with him getting more game time to build up his sharpness. Earlier today, he was on for 15 minutes when Norway thrashed Israel 5-0. He was Wolves' second highest goal scorer last season, just behind Mateus Cunha. Um, he scored um he scored 14 goals. Cunha scored 15, and Cunha is no longer at the club. He's now at Manchester United, which pretty much means Larsen will be the main attacking source of goals for Wolves. And Wolves fixtures, especially the next three, are the ones that I'm really gonna highlight because they face Chelsea in game week 11. But the next three are Sunderland away, Burnley at home, and Fulham away. And I think if he does regain that sharpness, I think it's a perfect. These three games are the perfect opportunities for him to start scoring goals again. He's mid-priced at 6.4, and he's also a ridiculous differential at 1.4%. So if you are willing to take a risk, I think he could pay off well. Um, so he is a punt, but the combination of low ownership, good fixtures, and a clear goal scoring role makes him worth considering for this week and beyond, in my opinion. Um, well, so there you have it. Those are my five differential forwards for game week 8. Jarrod Bowen, Igor Thiago, Nick Woltemade, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Jørgen Strand Larsen. All five of them are low owned, even though that was not intentional, and all have strong potential. In my opinion, each of them brings something a little different to your squad. It may be whether it's budget value or efficiency or just pure differential potential. Well, they all bring something different. So, who are you backing this week? You can drop your picks in the comments, and if you think that you don't like the picks, you can say so as well. If you think there's anybody I missed, you can comment as well. And if this video has helped you with your game week 8 planning and beyond, please make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss future videos. Finally, just want to wish you all good luck this week, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.